Hey guys, welcome to Venus Insights. This reading is going to be for the general collective of divine masculines and divine feminines who are in twin flame or divine soulmate connections. So I firstly want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you to all of you who have commented on my previous videos as well as the zodiac videos, which I just started doing. I appreciate it so much. And of course, thank you to all of you who have gotten a personal reading with me these past couple of weeks. I really do appreciate it. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, as you can see, I have a new angle and I am going to be adjusting it a little bit though, still, but I hope you like it. Also, it looks like Sylvia is going to be in the reading today, so we're just going to have to kind of work around her and hope that she doesn't throw all the crystals down. Sylvia, just go to sleep. Yeah, I don't see her really cooperating here. Alright. Alright, come on, sit down. You can stay if you're nice and calm and you can just chill with us, yeah? Alright. Maybe if I just move the crystals, it'll be fine. Alright, so yeah, with all of that said, let's get started. This is going to be general. So if you'd like a personal reading, all that information is in the description box. Not every general reading can resonate for everybody every single time, okay? Alright, so let's get started and see what is going on currently with the divine masculines, and then we will look at the divine feminines, and we have belonging. Okay, we're going to get a couple more just to kind of clear that up. Let's see. We have new direction and grief. This grief really does keep coming up for them. So it looks like they are in the process of trying to find a new direction towards where they feel like they belong, but first, obviously, this is difficult for them and it causes them a lot of grief. It's kind of like they, right now where they are, they feel like they don't belong there, whether it is that they're with another person, or whether it is that they're just afraid of commitment, or whatever the situation might be. They don't feel like their life really belongs to them, if that makes any sense. And so they're looking at a new direction, but for various reasons, it is causing them grief. So we will get more details once we get into the tarot. But let's take a look at the divine feminine's energy. And we have fragment. Let's see what else. Mute and patience. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that the feminines, first of all, you miss your masculine. Even if you're the one who pulled away, we have mute here, so it could be that you have somehow distanced yourself. And if it's not complete like blocking, because it doesn't have to be that, it could just be that you decided to pull back a little bit, give them some space, maybe hold back your feelings or not express yourself as much, or it could be that you are just energetically withdrawing your energy away from your masculine. Whatever the case though here, this is causing you to kind of feel like you're fragmented, you know, like you feel that something is missing, and it really is just that you miss your masculine. And just like I feel like this is almost a mirroring here, they feel like they don't belong where they are, and they're longing for that sense of belonging, right? Which they will find only with their divine feminine. However, patience is being asked of you at the moment, and I'm not necessarily getting that this is for your masculine. I'm getting that this is for yourself, to have patience with yourself throughout this process and while working through your emotions. So let's get into the details. Apparently Sylvia decided to depart from our company. Well, she's not too far. She's like right here. She's right next to me. Okay, so let's get into it and see. We're also going to take a look at what is coming up at the end of the reading for the near future. All right, so let's see what is generally going on with the masculines right now. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, we have the Star in reverse, and we have the Hanging Man in reverse. Okay. So, yeah, right now, they're carrying a very heavy burden. They feel like, almost as if they have this pressure that they don't know where it's coming from. And really what it is the universe pushing them. It just keeps pushing them until they finally surrender to this new direction and make that decision to actually get unstuck from where they're in and face that grief that they're going to have to face when they take that new direction. Because it's not going to be easy. There is going to be some grief involved because they're going to be leaving behind a part of their ego identity. And so that is going to cause some pain, some grief, but they're just going to keep getting pushed until they actually decide to do that. And it seems like at the moment they're really kind of feeling helpless, almost like with the Star being in reverse, like they just don't know if they believe in themselves. And so for that reason, it's like they're just kind of like, you know what, let me just stay where I am for now and just wait it out. But as we all know, that's not really going to work. Let's see. Okay, the Devil in reverse, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Could have been either way. Okay, so the good news is that even though they're not sure if they can believe in themselves, and so they're kind of just hanging around where they were, like keeping themselves in that stagnant type of an energy. As they do that, they are releasing toxic elements from their life, and that could be karmic relationships, it could be toxic thought patterns, a way of thinking, some core beliefs that need to be released that were just based in illusion or based on social programming and conditioning. They're currently releasing that. And we have the Ace of Cups right smack in the middle, which is actually very, very positive, because as they do that, their sense of self-worth and their self-love is increasing. That pressure that they're feeling with this Ten of Wands in reverse is actually good because it is pushing them to release this devil energy. So let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. What is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse? Okay, I see. The Ten of Swords. So this is all, okay, this is all about the releasing of this devil energy, putting that to an end. So whatever it was that was their problem, their codependency, or, you know, their cover-up in their life, they're no longer working on that. They're no longer putting any effort or any energy or any investment into that devil's energy. They are bringing that to an end, and that is something that does cause that grief. And in that process, they're finding their self-love. They're choosing their hearts over this toxicity, whatever it was. And it could be, like I said, it could be another person, it could be something else, it could be their work, or a fear. So this is also about releasing fears. and following their hearts as they discover their self-love. Okay, with that. So let's actually get into their thoughts and feelings towards their divine feminine. Let's see, what is going on for them in their headspace? The High Priestess in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Five of Swords in reverse. So we have a lot of reversals here. So there might still be a little bit of denial, but I really do see them coming out of that. So they're a little bit restless in their headspace, which is kind of causing their intuition to be a little bit foggy because they're so restless. And I bet it does have a lot to do with Mercury retrograde, as well as everything else that's going on right now in our planetary system, which is a little chaotic. But this restlessness in their minds, it might be fogging up their intuition. However, they are trying to uncover their truth here with this Five of Swords in reverse. It's kind of like as they release this double energy, they're seeing what it was that wasn't real. They're seeing what it was that was just a front, or what it was that was that they were using as a cover-up or as excuses to just, you know, to convince themselves of why they should stay where they're at. But it feels like they still need to kind of tap into their intuition a little bit more. It's just a little bit foggy, but I'm not too worried about that, because it feels like, yeah, they're having a hard time listening to their intuition, but even so, they're still able to uncover that that front that they were putting up. Right? So for some of them, it may have been that they were burying themselves in work, right, to avoid this issue. Now, it's like they're seeing that, and because this has to do with the divine feminine and what they're in their headspace, they're seeing that that was just blocking out the divine feminine, that they were using that as a means to escape their own emotions, their own urges, or their own wants. They were avoiding their sense of belonging. And so the fact that this is in their headspace tells me that this is what they're becoming aware of. Let's look at their emotional space. Okay, we have, can you see them down here? No, you can't. So I'll put them here for now. The Two of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Six of Wands. So, okay, with the Queen of Wands here being right in the middle, yeah, you know, they do see the divine feminine as the person of their desire. This is the person they want to be with. They see you as highly attractive. They think about you. They want you. But there's, like, again, as I said before with the Hanging Man in reverse here, that they're kind of staying where they are. That's pretty much the same thing here with the Two of Swords. It's like emotionally, they're trying to just, I'm getting like balance, right? Twos are also about balance. And it's kind of like because they're not sure how to get to you, like what is it that they need to do so that it's not as painful. This is just making them, I don't want to say indecisive because it's not that. It's more like they're trying to find a balance within them as they try to find a way of coming towards you without it being so painful. And it could be, like I said before, it's painful to each of them for different reasons. It's not going to be the same for everybody. But it could be, again, that they have to leave behind part of their ego, which is also showing up here in the Six of Wands. So it's almost as if they're having a hard time choosing between their divine feminine and their ego. That's a very simple way to put it. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So it's more like trying to find that balance, like how can I have my Queen of Wands, my divine feminine, but also not feel like I'm completely stripping myself of what I believe I am or what I have believed that I was all of my life. Or how do I do that without disappointing other people? Or how do I do that and still feel successful? How do I do that and not pretty much destroy everything else? And for a lot of them that could be, you know, their own beliefs for themselves, or they might have to compromise something else. And it's just, even a family, it's going to be different for everybody. But this is kind of like the emotional state that they have been in currently. Alright, so I'm going to move these down here. We are going to see what's coming up though. I love the fact that we have this Devil here in reverse and the Ace of Cups. I mean, this is just like the best combination ever. Releasing anything toxic and following their hearts. We're bound to see what their challenges are, right, in a reading. So that's all that this is indicating here. Let's actually see their intentions. What are their intentions? Okay, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Moon, and Temperance. Okay, so this is what they're trying to balance out. They're trying to... With the Ace of Wands being in reverse here, I'm getting that they're trying to really come to terms and accept what has happened between you and them. They're trying to accept the fact and really just kind of make sense out of it. It's like that they missed this opportunity, that something that, you know, almost ignited, or maybe it had ignited, and that it was like put out too soon. It's like it started, it sparked, and then something happened and that fire was put out. Either because they walked away, you walked away, something happened, or it just never took off the ground. And so what I'm getting here is very similar, this message is very similar to what I've been saying. That right now with the Moon here and Temperance, they're finding that balance, right? I was just talking about balance with the Two of Swords, and here it is again with Temperance. But to me what I'm also getting is acceptance here. Acceptance, balance, and really just trying to feel okay with what has happened and with moving forward. It's like they're accepting what has been an illusion about the Divine Feminine. This is what they're intending to do. So they're intending on really, I'm getting here, so I'm just bringing the Five of Swords in reverse here, because I'm kind of getting the same message here that I got with Five of Swords being in reverse, with the Moon and Temperance here. That they're really bringing to the surface, or they want to bring to the surface, what it is that has been a lie, what it is that has been an illusion, what it is that they've been hiding behind. What excuses have they been giving themselves? It's kind of like they don't want to make any more excuses. That's actually like ringing in my head now. They don't want to make any more excuses for themselves. But they need to work through that first. They need to find that balance. But this being in their intentions and them knowing that they've been standing still concerning this issue for so long, right? It's very, very significant. Okay. Before we get into what is coming up, let's take a look at what is going on with the Divine Feminines. Alright, Femmies, let's see what is going on. Ooh, the Moon in reverse, the Five of Cups, and Temperance in reverse. Oh, okay, well that's interesting. Because we just have the Moon and Temperance upright for the masculines, for their intentions. So, alright, it looks like you too, you are beginning to see the truth of something, or what you believe to be the truth of something, and that's making you a little bit sad. Almost like you feel like, you know, what a shame. That's what's coming through. And it might be throwing you off balance, although with the Temperance here, I'm actually getting that it's more like fluctuations in your balance. So it could be that you either recently discovered something about your masculine and that's making you sad and throwing your energy a little bit off. From time to time, maybe. It might not be, I don't feel like this is a consistent energy with Temperance being in reverse. So you either discovered something about them that you didn't know before, or maybe because it just happened, or you're discovering maybe just seeing the situation from a different perspective, and it's kind of making you sad. We will clarify if we need to, but let's see what else. Okay. The Ace of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Two of Wands. Okay, you know what's very interesting? It feels like whatever card the masculine has in reverse, you have it upright, and vice versa. So that is very interesting. It's like a mirroring, but mirroring in like a different form. Like the energy takes a different form for you and a different form for the masculine, but it's still mirroring in some way. So very, very interesting. Okay, so just give me a sec here. Okay, yeah, so you definitely do still want this. It's like you want this connection on the one hand, like it's kind of like you love the potential that this connection could have. You love the potential that this connection could have because you feel it deep in your bones. You feel it intuitively with the High Priestess. What the potential is for this connection. But you're sad and your energy is kind of fluctuating because you're not sure if that potential could actually be reached, because the way you're seeing things right now, it doesn't look like that potential could actually be achieved. And so that also is what is throwing you a little bit off, and that's why you might fluctuate a little bit. And I feel like this is actually pushing you to take your life into your own hands. And I feel like this revelation, and maybe this is the new element that you are discovering in this connection. Maybe it's that you're not sure if this connection could actually ever reach its full potential, and maybe that's what it is that's making you sad. And so this is helping to push you to really just take control over your life and not really, you know, and not depend on this connection for your happiness, to not wait on it anymore. And that's where patience here would come in, that you're learning the virtue of patience in this way. Because this would be a form of patience, that, you know what, now you're being forced to be patient. To see if this could even reach its potential. And in the meantime, you're just not even going to worry about it. Or at least that's what you're thinking. That it feels like that's what you're intending. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Emperor in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Six of Cups. So yeah, some reversals here. Yeah, you're doubting this, like I said, this potential, because you're seeing, it's exactly what I said before. You're seeing your masculine as the Emperor in reverse, that they're not taking any action, that they're not taking any control over their lives, that they're not moving forward. Maybe you're seeing them as not being assertive. You feel like, and especially with the Seven of Wands being in reverse, like they're not taking a stand. They're not fighting the fight. They're not trying to battle here. You see them just in this Hanged Man energy. Knight of Wands in reverse. How much more clear can that get? Not taking any action. You're seeing them as not moving at all, which isn't really the case. Not moving towards this reconciliation, right? Towards giving you an offer, towards making up, towards figuring things out, working things out, union. You're not seeing that movement towards that. And that is what is causing you to feel like, damn it, you know, there was so much potential here, and it's just all kind of going to waste. But that's not really the case. Yeah, they are kind of standing still, but it's not just standing still. They're actually working on things as they're standing, quote unquote, still. They're in the process of releasing that burden, which is this devil's energy, following their hearts and not investing in that devil energy anymore. I mean, look at that, the Ten of Swords here in this row. Not investing anymore in that devil because they're following their hearts. And then it's just a matter of them really finding that balance within themselves so that they can feel balanced and determined to come after you and be victorious. Because as I said, now they're seeing what their excuses were. That all these things were just excuses to themselves, whatever it was that was keeping them back from their feminine. All right. Yeah, do we need to see anything else? No. All right, so let's get into, let's see what's coming up. What is coming up in the Divine Masculine's energy concerning this connection in the near future? So near future would be like the next couple of weeks. Which one was first? I think it was this one. Actually. Okay, and we have, hope you can see these, yeah. We have Judgment, the Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Again, this is them having a major revelation coming up in the near future with this Judgment. This is them, I feel, is what they're doing right now, which is basically admitting to themselves and accepting that they have just been making excuses. I feel like this is just going to really, really like hit them. Like, it's just going to be so clear. They're going to be able to see what it is that they were doing, right? Where is it that they were giving in their lives? Where is it that they weren't giving? What were they holding back from their own selves? Again, this is another card of balance. What is it that has been making them feel unbalanced and feel like they still need to find that sense of belonging? What is this new direction that they're feeling so pushed to take, yet they have been resisting it because they had a whole bunch of excuses? And those excuses, right, were also excuses of feeling like the victim, right? Like feeling like having self-pity, feeling sorry for themselves, being pessimistic. Like, no, you know, I can't do that anyway because this and this and this. No, that's being pessimistic. That's an excuse as well. Or just feeling sorry for themselves, like, oh, it's so hard because, you know, what are other people going to say? Or how can I possibly commit to someone when I've been free all my life? Or whatever the case is. Or how am I going to leave, you know, my other partner or children or whatever the case is. This is what they are going to see even more clearly. I kind of feel like with the judgment, like it's going to be like, because they're seeing it now, but what the difference in the near future is that this is coming like full circle. Like it's not even going to be figuring it out anymore. It's going to be like, bam, do you see that horn here? It's like it's going to be blowing in their ear. Like really shaking them up. Like, yeah, dude, excuses. That's all it was. You were just making excuses, and that now is coming to an end. That needs to be put to an end. No more freaking excuses. So let's see if they're actually, I'll put them here. Let's see if they're actually going to take any action towards their divine feminines coming up. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. A lot of reversals. The Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Empress in reverse. All right, this doesn't look like major action, especially with the Empress being in reverse. This is just Spirit saying, you know, patience, right? So I don't see major action here. It feels more like them really working out here with the Seven of Cups being in reverse, really working out these options, like coming out of the confusion of what option to take for this new direction. I feel like the Seven of Cups is representing the new directions that they could take, or how to take this new direction towards you, the different alternative paths to get to you. And they're coming out of that confusion. Like that's why they're really working that out, coming up, and really figuring out how they can handle it so that it's not going to be overwhelming to them. Because again, remember, we have the grief here and Two of Pentacles. It's all about feeling overwhelmed or having too much on their plate. And they are in this, I feel like they've been feeling so much pressure. And so it's kind of like they need just a little bit of time to really let this new revelation about their excuses sit with them before they can move forward. To take some different type of an action towards you, because some of you are in contact. That's why I say different type of action. And then for those of you who are not in contact, yeah, if there is any contact, I feel like it's going to be something small. And if you are in contact, it feels like it's just going to be pretty much the same. You might just sense that they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and it's because they're having these revelations about their own self. And you know how that is when you have a revelation concerning your shadow, because this is a shadow, right? That Five of Swords that they're seeing in themselves is a shadow side of them. It can be hard. It can really be hard, and you know, they might need some space to just kind of let that work through their system. Okay. So to close out the reading, let's get a couple of guidance cards from the tarot deck for the feminines, and then we'll pull a couple of oracle. Alright, so let's see. Any messages for the femies that this was resonating with? Okay, we have the Empress, we have the Hanged Man, the Tower, and the Knight of Cups. Sorry, this is the Knight of Pentacles. I think I said Cups. So it's the Knight of Pentacles, okay, which again is talking about patience. And I feel like this has definitely been one of your lessons. And I feel like what the message here is that you have learned it, or if you feel like you're still in the process of learning it, it's okay. You know, the Tower is all about something happening in order to learn a lesson, and in order to grow and evolve, in order to make a change. And I feel like actually what has happened here for the Divine Feminines, or what is happening, right? Because we have the Empress here, right? You are moving towards your Empress energy. Like, you are embodying the Empress's characteristics, which means that you are becoming, you know, self-reliant. You're finding abundance within your own life and within your own self. You're in that process. It doesn't mean you're 100% there yet, and maybe you never will be, because there is no 100%. It's always an ongoing process. But you being on this journey, right, and having certain painful things happen, even this Five of Cups energy, right, and the Temperance energy in reverse, where you're like fluctuating here, it's all serving a purpose to get you unstuck, to get you out of the Hanged Man energy, to get you out of this waiting energy. That's why you're feeling these things. That's why you're seeing that, maybe this potential isn't there. Why? Because that's going to force you, the Tower, that's going to force you to look for that abundance and to look for that happiness and that fulfillment from other parts of your own life, rather than just from this connection, rather than just being dependent on this connection for it. So this is why certain things happen the way they do, to force you to come out of the Hanged Man energy, so that you can have this Tower and learn this patience. Or if it's not patience, it's to move gradually and steadily towards your own fulfillment, and to being okay with yourself, with or without the Divine Masculine. So I really feel like this is a very powerful message. So a lot of you may have already known this, or you may feel this, you may have heard it before, that's fine. And then others of you may have needed to hear it, and you know, if it resonates with you, then take it the way, just in the way it feels right for you. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have the Fates. So yeah, every time I see this card, I feel like, I see it like the star. Like, you are being guided. The universe is supporting you. The universe is supporting your connection, is guiding your connection, and everything is going according to plan at the moment. I feel like this card is like one of the most reassuring cards in this deck. I love it so much, the Fates, okay? What is fated to happen, what is meant for you, is happening. You are on that track. So yeah, I hope that reassures you. Let's get one final message from this deck here. Okay, and we got Rejuvenating Rain. Clear the past, heal the present. Okay, so just take that message as it resonates for you. All right, guys, those were the messages. I hope you liked this. Please do give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Much love.